Yeah. I was getting ready to shut down last night, and I got curious on something. Packard's pretty long. It's mid-size for a luxury car. It's the 833, which is 134.5-inch wheelbase. And I was looking at the Kenworth, like, you know what? I wonder how much of a difference there is in length. Because the truck is obviously big tires, big engine, everything, but it's got a straight 6, and the Packard has a straight 8. That's a tape measure. That's a little fun. See, in front of the radiator to the cowl, we have 45 inches. Windshield, we have 62 inches. Well, I don't really have anywhere I can put this and see everything. Let's try this. Yeah. On the front of the radiator, pretty close anyway. Got 51, 62. I completely forgot what the Packard was. Oh, 51 to 62 inches. 51 to the hood, 62 to the end of the cowl here. That's about the tip of the windshield. Oh no! Wrong part of the hood. The fender. There. 51, 62. I don't have the best memory. Stuff like that. 51 to 62, that's about 48. So, yeah, 62. From the radiator to the windshield is the same distance on this car as it is on the Kenworth. Now the Kenworth kind of cheats a little bit because it's not a perfectly flat windshield. This one's angled out right now, but it's pointed to where the front, middle of the windshield, points forward and angled out to the side. But it's interesting, this car is the same size from radiator to windshield. What about the white side? The 2014, I think? 34 inches. 34 inches from, because the radiator is sloped, or not the radiator, but the grill is sloped. So it's 34 inches on that car, 62 inches on this car, and 62 inches on the truck. Old cars are kind of big. Well, big on the outside. They're actually rather small on the inside. Kind of like trucks. Really big on the outside. I mean, for as long as that car is, back tire is halfway between the front and rear, is right about there, and yet the front wheel is right there, and this one just keeps on going all the way up to here. And this isn't even a big truck. Well, the big truck, height-wise, but length, not really. And they make bigger trucks than this if you get like big heavy duties and whatnot, or severe service. All right, now that little funness is out of the way. What is the task? I got the wiring harness all opened up inside the dashboard. And I'm going to be going from the plug on the inside of the truck and following the wires to see where do they go. Because with how old this truck is and how funky all the wiring has been so far, yeah, see all that electrical tape and everything, it's entirely possible that the switches are no longer in the correct positions, that they're completely different from what they're supposed to be, or even what they're labeled. They may say headlight or marker light or something like that, but they may not be that at all, which is not unusual. And then we got all the other things. We have, let's see, how many cut wires? We have 1, 2, I think there's a 3 and a 4 of them right here. There's another one there, another one there. Where did that go? I can't even see it anymore. Yeah. We have this little bunch right here that's been cut. There was another one of those back here somewhere. I mean, there's a bunch of wires just kind of hanging out, doing nothing. And this was something. See this exposed bit of wire? That's right in the middle of the length of it. This was wrapped up inside the electrical tape that was wrapping this whole thing. That was impossible to see. And this goes out to the headlights. This is the bundle of wire that comes from the plug in the firewall that we can't see because the air lines are in the way, that goes to the headlights, or the headlight assembly. Headlights, marker lights, or I don't know what it goes to. But yeah, that would not have been good. It probably wouldn't have caused any problems by itself, because that's the only one that's wrapped up, but it would have continued to corrode. If any moisture gets back there, it would have continued having problems. And stuff like that chafed wire, are one of the big reasons on why old vehicles are so plagued with intermittent electrical gremlins and faults, because, well, stuff like that happens, and it's inside the wiring harness, and you never see it. Or maybe there's corrosion in a connection, or a kinked wire, like this green one right down there. That doesn't look good. I don't think that's factory, but it's bent over so hard, and it's stiff. 90-degree bends like that are not only bad for fluid, they're bad for electronics as well. It creates a lot of resistance. And, oh, there we go, see? Got this wire, like I pointed out yesterday, that's for the dimmer. And the dimmer works as long as you turn it all the way over. The dashboard light will click on. You turn it off of that in any way, down here all the way around, and it doesn't do anything. But right there, it works fine. But that might be a contributor. That's adding resistance. Yeah. So I pulled out everything from that D-ring all the way over, cut out, dug out all the electrical tape, all the zip ties. There's still little bits of it here and there, like right there, but that comes down from this couple wires. They go into that way, and then a few more. So there's a few more to dig out. And this is the original wiring here. This is the original tape. This is the fiber tape. This isn't like the plastic style electrical tape like most of this stuff. That's the fiber tape down there, and I don't see any immediately up top, so can't show you. But yeah, it's not all plastic and plastic and rubberized. You can actually see, come on phone, like there's a texture to it, and because it's more of a fiber, a cloth backed tape. We don't really use it because it has a habit of retaining moisture, and we don't want that. So let's see if I can rip that out of there real quick. Ideally, I would have used a piece of, not a piece, but I would have used some angle cutters, wire cutters. Basically did this, tuck it under there, and cut the wire, but I don't have any handy. I used to have a set, but they got destroyed when my first truck went up in flames. There we go. Whoop! Shoot, I grabbed the wire. That's what I was trying to avoid. That's okay. That's okay. That's just more to fix. And that is exactly why I didn't want to just use a knife and cut the tape, because I didn't want to damage the wires. Well, here I am using the phone like this, and first thing I do is cut the wire, or pinch the wire and damage it. Yep. So, there we go. There, turn that. If it'll focus, yeah, you can see like it looks like a cloth rather than electrical tape. This is the original kind of stuff. So I'll have to figure out where this goes to. That's okay. Makes it a lot easier now that it's fully pulled out. And it goes down to, well, this button right here. It plugs into this. I don't know what that goes to, but hey now, it's got this really big blue wire coming off of it. Actually, no, that doesn't go there, does it? Okay, no, that's no problem. All right. This wire that I pinched goes to here, the ID tag. I was feeling it, because again, that's one of them things like I mentioned for out there. I can't see it, I can't stick my head inside the dashboard, but I can feel it, and I'm feeling like all the way around, and I can feel that this is the only wire coming off of it. And this wire, when I pull it, matches exactly with the one I pinched, and that is for the label. What does that label say? No idea. It's completely gone. But that's where that wire goes. So that's not a big deal. I'll still want to do something about it, but okay, these two wires come off of that button. Maybe that's supposed to be the starter button, and they replaced it with just the key, because as far as I remember, it's just the key turn to start it. I actually can't remember right now. Oh well, not a problem. Important thing today is lights. Now I want to grab this bundle right here, this bundle of wiring, because when I was digging around, I got all the way back in there up to the firewall and found out that this bundle of wires, yep, this bundle comes from that plug. So actually, what I'm going to do, shoot, I don't have any in here. I'm going to grab a zip tie, and I'm going to zip tie those together. But why would I zip tie it together if I just cut all that apart? Well, because I want to be able to keep those together. They're obviously all wrapped together. Zip ties. Yeah, good old binders. Waiting to see how job stuff works out. May be with me, may not. I don't know yet. So, anyway. I'm going to put a zip tie around those. That way, no matter how I'm moving around the wires, I know which set I'm working with currently. Not even going to cut the long tail off it. Oh, sorry about that. So let's get this under here. Now this will just help me keep this stuff together. I'm not going to cinch it down super tight. I'm not... Whoops, it's upside down. There we go. There we are. Let's get this on here. I'm using one hand because my other one is holding the phone. Yeah, I still haven't gotten a tripod or something to hold the phone. Oh well. But this is just... There we go. Something to keep it on there. That way I know that all these wires... If we can even... Oof. Get down under there enough. Oh, okay. So you'll have to trust me that these wires are the headlight wires or front turn signals, marker lights, whatever. This is where that plug goes to. And this one is black. Okay, I thought there was a green there. And there's that damaged one right there. I'll have to get that one fixed. Now what's interesting, we have a green wire coming off the headlight switch. This one, I believe it was, and up these two green wires coming in and out. And yet the wires that go up front are not green. That one wire doesn't provide everything for the front end. For the lighting. This should only be for headlights. But depending on how it's wired, it may also turn on the parking lights, or it may turn on the cab lights. I don't know. Especially when you have... Oops, can't turn that up. The thing is in the way. You have all these extra switches. Some of them are labeled and some of them are not. See, that says... I can't tell from this angle. See, most of them are worn off the labels, and then a bunch say spare. Even if everything was correct, I still wouldn't know what everything does. And being that this thing is 50 years old, has all these extra wires cut, and it's obviously been opened up before and had modified. Like the, for the PTO right here, that is not factory, because I mean, look how rough and uneven and crooked that cut is. So that is not a factory install. So this has been opened up before. And hell, any vehicle at this old, you should expect something has been done with it. Especially if it's a truck or some other utility or service vehicle where things get changed all the time to suit the needs. You know, field repair, make it work, and that's all it does. That's all you're gonna get. So, let's start chasing these wires down. Gonna have to grab them. Keep the bundle together as best you can. Move the wires that are in the way out of the way one by one and just work your way up. Ooh, look what we got here. Is that another damage? Or is that just some gunk on the wire? I don't know. Oh, that looks like damage. Yeah. May have an internal short, internal failure. Yep. That's a failure. So I got 2 wires to replace, or to take care of. I got the red one that's chafed, and I got this one right here. Let's do a little pinching on this. Let's grab some stuff off of here. Alright, let's just do a little of that. Yep, alright, we got 2 wires to fix. Grab the bundle again. This is the bundle we're working with. Yes, it is. I'm not too worried about those because they go straight up from there. Low tape. Let's keep working. Let's keep working on our way through. Oh, that's good. Maybe we can get down to here. Yes. Is this all of them? Looks like it. Looks like all of them. Let's get over to here. Alright, we have tape on it. Keeping all this stuff together. I'm sorry. Steering wheel got in the way. Combination of age mostly and just too many wires in one spot. See, this is that big heavy gauge wire with tape, and this one as well. This should not be like this. This is no good. So I am probably gonna just remove this entire red wire and replace it with one continuous run rather than splicing in multiple pieces, because that's never good. All right, switching hands here. Looks like we got some tape under there. All right. Oh no, you know what I realized? I realized I may not be able to put this up here like this. Let's see. Yes, that works. All right, cool. All right. So let's get that tape out from under there. Just a little bit of tape left. All right. I can get this ideally between the wires and just grab a bit of tape and rip it. Grab a bit of tape, rip it. Because of how old this tape is, it rips pretty easy. Some of the other wires out of the way so I don't pinch them and destroy them again. There we go. There we are. There we go, tape it off. Alright. Yeah, normally I'm about preservation and restoration. I'm like, this is the original tape, but man, not having the car burn itself to the ground is or having the truck burn itself to the ground is very important from bad wires. And I do need to get this truck to put to work. It's not just going to be some Trailer Queen show pony. So things need to work. That will necessitate some changes. Hopefully not too many. I know I can run the bud wheels because both my other trucks have bud wheels. And they're tubeless. That's good. There we go. Get it. Alright. Pull the bundle out that I'm working with from the back side. Got more tape. Always more tape. There we go. There. Good, nice, good grab. Don't leave stuff in your shoot, I dropped it. Don't leave stuff in your dashboard if you can help it. Just less crap to contend with. Move the wire. Move the wire. Move the wire. Alright. Alright, now here's a fun little thing. It looks like one of these wires is starting to go off on its own here. The red one. This one. goes under another little piece of tape over here. Nope, it's just going this way. Come on, red wire. Just had it. Let's see where this goes. Let's go right here. Alright. Got going over here. I didn't undo all this. That's fun. Rip some tape. Around through the back side of the dashboard. I don't know where the glove box was. And okay, go through this loop. That's all the way down in there. Looks like it comes back up. That just goes. Alright. Don't have to worry about that yet. What about all these other ones? I wanted to check this wire because it seems to go off on its own. And crap, I lost track of which wires I'm working with. That's the problem. There are so many wires all wrapped around, literally wrapped around each other, that it's easy to lose track of what I'm working with. Because I thought this white and green one here I was working with as well, but it is not. It's not one that I'm working with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wires. Check the zip tie and see if there's 8 wires in here. This is something I should have done. Everything inside the zip tie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I only need 7 wires, but I've got 8 in my hand. Oh, I got an extra wire accidentally. Let's sort this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 7 wires. I don't need 8, I need 7. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7. Alright, cool. Back to 7. Alright. We're getting there. Now into the big mess. Got all these cut wires. Just pull these out of here, out of the way entirely. Part of the hassle is because I haven't reconnected the airline, the parking valves. They're still just kind of sitting there and in the way a bit. I want to get this electrical work done. I could record that and then just save it for later and post it later. That might actually be something I do if I'm having too much trouble with this wiring. Oh, there's still a whole bunch of tape. Of course there is. Okay, we're starting to get splits here. Wiring is starting to split off and go to different areas. So what I'm going to do, you guessed it, I am going to add a zip tie. And I'm going to pull this one down. Make sure I just got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. I'm going to add a zip tie here and cinch it a bit. That way, I know what I'm working with. There. I don't have to worry about everything back up to the left again. I'm still going to keep this one here, because that's the reference for that side. Because there's no reason to remove it, because if something happens, well, I won't have to redo this again. So right here, this is what I'm going to work with. It's cinched down enough, it keeps the wires together, and it keeps itself in place, but not so much that I can't slide it if need be. Now I can start chasing these wires down one by one and see where they go. Alright, so let's start with these two. They split off and come down here and go under. Ho, 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 ho. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. These two come right here. Hey! They go to a switch. I don't know what the switch is. But they go to a switch. They come out through this one, and look at this. Either side of it, there's a cut wire. And I can't tell what color it is because everything is grungy. So, I have a switch here. I need to see if it's getting power. If this supplies power and this sends it out. So I'm going to take a zip tie onto those two. Mark them as part of the circuit. So 2 down, 5 more to go. Nice. And those were these two, because I split off. So let's see where these other 3 non-red ones, because red ones go way off to the right. Let's see where these other 3 go. The airlines that I took off for the valves, I'm not too worried about mixing them up because each one has a different fitting on it. Oh man, they go inside the big bundle. So alright, let me grab the multimeter. I'm going to have to leave you behind for just a few seconds while I grab the meter. And I'm going to test that switch, not for power, but for continuity. Alright. Oh, I'm still connected to the jump wire. Alright. Oh yeah, that's something else we could do. Well, that can be done now that we know what goes where. Alright, we are already on ohms. Good. On limit, as it should be, because they're not touching nothing. They're not touching each other. Infinite resistance. Make some jokes about that, but we'll leave it be. Whoop, something fell. Test it, yep, we're good. And I'm just going to make this easy. Unplug this. And unplug. I'm going to unplug it? No, I'm not going to unplug them both. And no continuity. Just the switch to up. Alright, see, look at that. It went to 0. Out of limit. Went to 0. The switch is good, my man. The switch is good. Alright. So, switch is good. Oh, that's probably marker lights. Or I could pretty much make it whatever I want. If the label is worn off, then I could relabel it to, well, anything I want. But I believe that would make sense to keep it as headlight. Oh, hello, there's a second switch right here. Okay. That's another advantage with having these all open and undone like this. I can unplug and switch around the plugs any way I want. So if I want the headlights to be far off to the right, or if I want the headlights to be over here, if I want the headlight and marker light and whatever else, I could do that. Also means I have to switch around the labels. That's not a big deal at all. But right now I'm not worried about doing that. I just want to have them working. Once they're working, then I can start worrying about getting everything figured out of where I want it to be. So we have 2 successes. So as long as this wire gets power, these two should send power out to the front end. And I don't know what they're for, but that's where they go. I also have turn signals. That's right. If I remember correctly, of the 2 wiring harnesses that come up from the fender, one of them goes to a different plug. So this one should not be turn signal light. This one should just be headlights, marker lights. And yeah, the turn signal switch, that's actually this harness right here. This goes to the turn signal. I could probably follow this one back and down and find out which one goes through the firewall. But that's good for now. For now, nope, I want to figure out 2 gray and a black. Couple Michigan hopper trucks pulling a end dump with a trailer on it. There's a second trailer on it. Typical setup from Michigan. Oh, that one's still attached. Okay. And that makes this task difficult. Okay. Alright. Yes. Alright, now this tactic that I'm using here is pulling on the wire to get them loosened up and then just see where it pulls from the opposite side, because I can't see through here, and I don't know where they come out over here. So I just kind of pull the wire, and I pull stuff back and pull the wire, and I keep working it back and forth until I find the exact wire, because I'm pulling on it from either side. I know where this one is. Cool. And the other two are right next to it. Yep, are these three. You know what I'm going to do? You guessed it, zip tie. So yeah, I'm using up a lot of extra zip ties. That's okay. I would really need shorter ones and cheaper ones, but this is what I have available right now. So this is what I'm using. Next time I'm out, I'll get more. Cinch them down. And oh boy, it goes into more tape, more tape. And I know this isn't factory tape. This is wrong kind of tape. Oh, it goes into a plug. It goes into a plug. Hello. That's a big plug. How many other wires go in here? One more. There's an extra wire that comes into this plug. Comes in from... Oh, it's a green one. Hey, hey, hey. There's a green wire. If you remember, a green wire, what comes off our headlight switch, but there's a lot of green wires. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. Nope, nope, nope. Stay on task. Oh boy, so many wires and crap over here. Oh. Hey, hey. This plug... No way. No, 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 no. Alright, these are the three wires. The two gray and black ones right here. If you can see that, I'm not sure. Yep, okay. They go off to the right side. Oh, I get this out of there. Yep. They come over. See them right here. Pull that one, it tightens it, and pull those. Okay. They go into this block, which comes down through here, and they join up with this green wire. They go through here, and they go through here, up. Yep, I can feel it. I can feel it up into the roof, and up into there. And I'm not at the point of taking down the headliner for the cab, but I don't doubt those are for cab clearance lights. Why? And see, this is ridiculous with the wiring. The wires, those wires, I followed them going back through the firewall. Those wires go straight through the firewall, through here, all the way along the main harness, and then up to the roof. It's like, really? Why couldn't they just go from a switch up to the roof? Why do they? I'm guessing that the power goes from wherever the switch is out to the fender, where it comes back up the circuit, and then up to there, and then comes back down to ground, because fiberglass. The roof cap is fiberglass. So why couldn't they just like go from here up and then back? Why do they have to go all the way out there and come back up through here and then back to here? That is ridiculous. So even on something as seemingly basic as this old truck, that's some stupid wiring. And that doesn't seem like it was aftermarket. That seems like it's factory. I would not be surprised if that is just completely factory setup. Because someone that would take the time to do that with that big plug and run everything all the way up there, that just seems silly. It's got all this, modern style electrical tape on it, but I wouldn't be surprised at all. The manufacturers do silly stuff like that. And let's see. Yep, this last one, this green one, coming in. Don't know what that is. OPR. Interesting. Oh, don't want to rip it. And there it goes. Okay. This goes over through here. And holding it into this big bundle through here. And then it'll come out over here. into one of these, and I'll have to chase it down. But I bet you from following that will, I can read that, go through here, and let's see if I get power. Oh, wait a minute. That would mean power could potentially go through the block, or through the bus bar, which I covered earlier, up to the roof, come back down, go out there, and come back up to the switch, and then just kind of sit there going, hey, I need power, and then when you flip the switch, then it activates the whole thing. Huh. Or maybe something is different. Maybe they tried to rewire it a bit, because, you know, it's been futzed with, because these are obviously not factory whatsoever. And maybe that's why things don't work, because they screwed up the wiring. I don't know. But that's what I'm going to be doing. That's the kind of work of what it takes to get this figured out. And that's why I'm leaving this in here, and why I'm not trying to be all super professional, only worrying about good content. You know, things that people really want to watch to be popular. Because with YouTube, if you make popular content, you have to continually make good popular content, and it keeps recommending your videos, and you keep making the money on it. If you make videos that are duds, it brings down your whole channel average, and YouTube will prioritize your videos less. And it says, well, your videos perform at this level on average, so we're going to advertise you at this level. So if I make some really awesome videos and have some really crappy videos, then I'll be put here. So when people make good stuff and they live on it, they have to consistently be up here all the time to maintain that level. Well, I'm not trying to do that. So my stuff is like down here. And I can consistently make stuff down here. So if something shoots up and is super popular, like I got a couple that are, for me, really popular, great! And the rest of them would be down here. Because when people need to do this, they can find this. And so I'm not going to keep you on for the whole thing. I'm going to keep doing this same format of flipping the switches, seeing what works, what doesn't. Well, nothing's working electrically. And I'm going to start at the lights, follow it back, because I don't know which switches do what. As far as I'm concerned, every single switch is disconnected or irrelevant, has been moved. I don't care what the label says, I'm ignoring all of it. I'm going to chase the wiring back from where it comes from, run it through, and then I'm going to, for what switches remain of these labels up top, I can't see it right now, so apologies. For what labels can be read, I'm going to put the switches where they're supposed to be. Maybe they're in the right place, maybe they're not. But I'm going to let the wiring tell me where the switches need to be, not let the switches tell me where the wiring should be. I'm not going to let the switch tell me where the wiring should be changed to. I'm going to let the wiring determine where the switch is supposed to be by those labels. Because, I mean, the labels are fine. I don't need to move the labels. If I don't need to move them, I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave them right there. If it makes sense to me, that's great. And I'm going to get through this. I'm going to figure out what switches are where, get all taken care of, and get all the lights working on the outside. Whether they actually work or not, that's a whole separate thing. Maybe the sockets will be bad. Maybe the wiring will need to be replaced. Like I got that chafed wire over there. I got the one I caught there. I got the other one that has that internal short, this big knot, wherever it is, somewhere over here, that bolus kind of thing sticking off on it. You know, I got to fix all those. So I got at least 3 wires to fix. I got this big, heavy red one that's spliced together. I need to fix that, wherever that one went. Yep, it's right here. You can see it right behind that line. There it is. Right there. I got to fix that. I got to figure out where all these cheap, crappy plastic connectors come from and get these fixed. I got to figure out these cut wires. But that's how you do it. If you don't know what goes where, you start what you do know.